This is a video I've been wanting to do for a little while, going over the different products that I keep in my detail kit. This is not I don't have a detail kit that I just, take as my go bag. What I have is I have a large detailer's bag that I keep in my trunk, and all of these products are in there. Because I'm not actually doing, say, professional mobile detailing as of right now, typically the situations I'm in is I'll be at the dealership, and the manager will say, "Okay, I need you to do this car, and this is, so and so's car. It's related to the owner, or it's connected to this important customer, or we just had somebody put $10,000 worth of work into this car, do an extra special job." And I'll grab what I need as I need it. Or if I get a friend that wants me to detail their car, I'll take my whole car with me, but I don't obviously use all of these products on every single car. This is kind of a covers every single base type thing. So what do we want to start with here? Let's start at the beginning. So, and this is, most of us probably got started with this. This is my speed shine. I don't use it as much as I used to. I'm actually, though, starting to use it a little bit more because, Griots would have to comment on this, but I'm guessing that with the new 3-in-1 ceramic, this is probably one of the safer products to use with that. So, because if I want to do a quick detail, like let's say I've got paint that's virtually perfect and it's just got a little dust on it, and I want to dust it off before throwing the 3-in-1 ceramic on it, this is probably going to be the go-to. So we all know what Speed Shine is, but for anyone new, Speed Shine is basically the most standard, generic, quick detailer you're going to get. It's kind of the quintessential, as it were, quick detailer. Great product. I've been using it for a while. It was the first thing I started using when I got a little more serious about taking care of my car. So start with that. The next product I have here, I don't have it in the Griot's bottle. I think I have the Griot's bottle at the dealership that I work at. I meant to grab it today, but so this is the Best of Show Detailer. This was the next thing I started playing around with when they came out with this. This is kind of the first thing they came out with after. I think my bottle leaks a little. Kind of annoying. This was one of the first things they started coming out with after the Speed Shine. I think it was several years later, but I was all over this stuff. It's it's kind of an interesting. It's a really niche product in my opinion. From the experimentation that I have done with it, it's similar to Speed Shine in that it doesn't seem to put down any sort of hydrophobic. It makes the car look better, and it definitely it does a better job making a car look good than Speed Shine, but it works best under certain conditions. So this is one that they have that you can use in direct sunlight. So I actually wrote up a review on this that I did on a blue Corvette that's basically the same color as this stuff that I did on Griot's website. But this is, in my opinion, a summer product, and I think that's exactly what they intended this for. This is for you to keep in your car as let's say you're at a car show on a sunny afternoon, sunny Sunday afternoon. This is the product that you're going to use to just give yourself a little extra shine on the car when you go to get that, the dust off that you got on the way to the car show, that kind of thing. Obviously, that's not the circumstance, as if you watch any of my videos, it's really not normally the circumstance. The Corvette was a little bit unusual. I don't normally get vehicles under those conditions. I used to keep a full bottle with me, but I'm finding I'm not using it very often. But I'm not going to say I never use it. Occasionally I use it. I'm guessing this probably is a little 16 ounce, I think. 16 or 8. I'm so bad. I know this might be an 8. I think it's an 8-ounce bottle. Most of these products, you only need a couple of ounces to do an entire vehicle. So this is probably, even if I was really liberal, this is probably 2 vehicles worth, maybe 3 or 4 even. So this is one, because I'm not using it a lot right now, I moved that out of my kit just because it was taking up space and I didn't need it. The next product I'm going to show that I really love is the Best of Show Spray Wax. I love Best of Show Spray Wax. There's certainly I will probably be finding myself using the 3-in-1 ceramic a little bit more often than this. This used to be my go-to. I stopped. I don't have time to wax. I literally used to wax my personal car. This is no joke, like once a week. It looked amazing. It was gorgeous. You know, black on black car, just, you know, perfect black car. And this worked. It worked really well. I actually did it on a weekly basis. I did a couple of coats of this and some other stuff mixed together, and it came out really well. But I'll probably be finding myself using that ceramic product a little bit more. But the thing with this is that I find this to be a more versatile product than the ceramic 3-in-1. You can spray, I mean, I don't think the ceramic will hurt anything, but this will actually add that kind of hydrophobic quality, I think, to just about anything. Do they specify here? I don't think it specifies, but it works with windows, glass. I think it does trim, although I've never actually tested and said, okay, I want to see if this adds hydrophobic to trim, but I'm guessing it does, just because a wax just sits on stuff, whereas a like something like the 3-in-1, I think bonds a little more with the paint itself. Very easy to apply. I've got a couple of videos. I'll probably cut away from this in a second and show application of this. Very easy application. I find that except on maybe a black car, there's very little residue with this. I would honestly say less residue than the 3-in-1 ceramic. Excellent product. I will continue using it. I hope that, I hope Griot's certain products I can see, like the ceramic or the Boss Detailer, I could see them replacing it with a more ceramic friendly product than what it is. They say that the stuff in this, at least from the people I've talked to, the ceramic doesn't bond very well to and could compromise lifespan. So I'm guessing eventually this will be replaced with a ceramic product, but I don't know. But this stuff, I'm hoping they keep this as is or enhance it, because for a conventional detail job where I don't want to do the extra work for the ceramic type stuff, this is an excellent product. I use it usually once or twice a day, I'm finding, and very, very nice product. Let's see here. So next product we're going to go over is the rinseless wash and wax. Another one of my favorites. The cool thing with rinseless wash and wax, you know, I haven't played around with a lot of other brands, or even generic brands, you know, like your Meguiar's Turtle Wax, whatever, of, you know, just generic, you know, department store stuff that you can buy in the automotive section as far as wash and waxes, but I have always been impressed with how much wax this actually puts down. This puts down a lot of wax. I wouldn't say as much as the Boss spray wax, the yellow stuff, but the cool thing with this is it's a more versatile product than probably just about anything else in their product lineup, because this is sold as a concentrate. I don't think you can even buy, this bottle actually was originally a 35-ounce bottle of concentrate for the rinseless wash and wax. I used that up, and then I put a spray nozzle on it, and I'm using that as the bottle now. But you can choose the concentration level you want to use. So for a car wash, they recommend as much as a 320 to 1 dilution ratio. I usually use it higher when I do it on my own car, quite a bit higher. But this, the darker purple, is a 15 to 1 dilution ratio, and that's what they recommend for waterless wash and wax. So just basically spray on car wash, which they do have, and I do have their spray on car wash as well. You can use this for that. I think this is a little thinner, so it's probably better suited for vehicles that aren't quite as dirty, but that are still dirty enough to need a full wash. And then I do also keep in my kit a small bottle of the concentrate for that, which allows me to mix up a either additional bottles of that or a bucket and wash method. So if I'm ever at a self-serve car wash, or I have a friend that says, hey, what do you use for car washes, that kind of thing, I'll give them a couple of ounces of this in a bucket and say give that a try. Everyone I've handed it to so far has been impressed with it, so it's probably a product, again, I hope they keep around because it's probably one of my favorites. Let's see, what do we have next? I guess since we're on the topic of car washes, I'll go over this. I haven't played around with it a lot, but I was at the Griot store last week, and this is what their lady there recommended as a to use in lieu of the rinseless wash and wax, because you don't want to use this before the new ceramic product. You can do it. It's just, from assuming what they say is correct, and I have to assume it is, the ceramic product won't bond as well to the waxed surface created by the purple stuff. So I'm using this now, which is more of a generic car wash, and that the ceramic bonds a little better to a car cleaned by this than the other. But if I'm doing a conventional detail and I want to do waxes, just quick spray stuff, the purple is generally my go-to. Okay, so the next car wash I use, get a drink here, got my hot cocoa. The next wash that I use, I don't use this as much as I used to because I find myself using, or at least I did. I was using the purple a lot more just because with the volume you can buy it in, it's a lot cheaper. But now that I am using, again, the ceramic product, I think this is a better product to use in conjunction with the ceramic. This is just a straight up spray on car wash. I think it smells like, this is like pina colada or something. I don't even remember. Let's see if I can remember this one. I think this was a pina colada. They all have good smells to them. Some of them, probably the Boss spray wax is the nicest in my opinion, but in any case, this is a little more expensive, so I don't use it quite as liberally. I used to use it a lot more. When I was on the road a lot more, I used a lot of this stuff just because I was getting a filthy car. I didn't always have even self-serve car washes. I'm obvious. I mean, come on. I'm obviously out of my mind here. So, I really liked being able to just pull into a parking lot or into, like, say, an underground garage or something like that, and just quickly detail up my car with this. I do still use it. Again, I'm going back to it a little bit more now that I'm using the ceramic. I do believe you can get away with heavier contamination on the vehicle with this. It's a much slimier product than a lot of the others. It's thicker. It's really designed as a full-on replacement. My general take on it, though, I used to do it just because I had to with the situations I had, but what I'm finding to be generally the case is that you really don't want to use a waterless wash product if the situation is that you've got actual debris on the car. So if you look down low on the car and there's physical debris attached to the vehicle, you're going to want to hose off the car. Even if you're going to use something like this, because you don't want to use the hose much, like if you're at a car wash or something like that, you are going to want to do a wash with a hose. I've shown how you can do a really, really dirty car, and you can do it. If you use the right technique, you can probably do it without damaging the car. But it is a risk. It's a big risk, and it's an unnecessary risk unless you're in a few very, very unusual circumstances. But I mean, come on. We all have a self-serve car wash with a pressure hose on it, within 25 minutes of our location. I mean, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. But that's what I use if I want to be on the safest side. What else do I want to go over? Oh, I didn't go over this. So this is the same thing, the rinseless wash and wax, except it's very, 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 this is even lighter than the, well, no, I think this might be car wash concentration, the 320-1. I don't usually spray this on the car, but if I'm in a situation where, let's say it's a car that I have already used the Best of Show spray wax on, and I get my hands on it a couple of days later, and I just want very, very, very light, I would probably say I use this similar to how I would use Speed Shine, to be honest. Not quite the same, but similar capacity under those circumstances. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do next? This isn't Griot's, but I do use it. I would recommend everyone keep a bottle of this in their detail supply kit. This is just 91% ethyl? I don't remember. I can't remember if it's isopropyl or ethyl. It's the right one. I don't remember which one it was. I researched and all that when I got it. But in any case, it's 91% alcohol. I use it for... sometimes on windows. I often use this instead of Windex. I find it to be more effective than Windex. This is also great for removing tree sap from trees. I think I have a video somewhere on my YouTube showing that. I'll probably do another one just to kind of tie into my Griot stuff that I'm doing, but probably the best sap remover I've used, and the most effective and the most safe for the paint that I've come across. It's always something you end up scratching, but still I find this works pretty well. Okay, let's look at, so obviously we can't overlook this. This is kind of our new wonder product, the ceramic 3-in-1. This is kind of, I think everybody is going to start loving this stuff. I'm surprised there's not a lot more about this stuff on the internet. It's pretty amazing stuff. Particularly, what I actually like about this product, and I've said this before, this is probably the easiest thing to apply, but a vehicle with this on it, unless you told somebody and showed them this stuff, somebody that wasn't in the know on this would probably think you did a high-end hand waxing on their car. They probably would. And I really like that, in spite of the fact that this stuff is upwards of $100 a gallon. I mean, it's pretty close. I think $85.99 plus tax, you're at like $95 or something. In spite of that, the amount of time saved versus the visual gain on a vehicle with this stuff, it's really a no-brainer. This is something that will actually save you time, enough time to be worth the cost of the product. I honestly, I can't stress that enough. You will probably replace your wax with this. I'm still in the process of testing it. When I wax my car, I wax it a lot. I either wax it a lot or I don't wax it at all. And so I never really tested the durability of the waxing on my car. So I don't have the ability to say, okay, when I do a hand wax, like say a paste wax, something like that, I don't have the ability to say, okay, I'm used to that lasting 3 months. This lasted 5 months. Like, I don't know, but my guess is, based on all the hype around this and everything that's been said, and the fact that Griot's is usually pretty spot on their product descriptions, I'm gonna guess this is going to give you the same amount of bang as a hand paste waxing. I know you're going to have people that always, I have to have Carnauba because they like the way Carnauba looks. They like a sealant for whatever reason, but I think this is going to be a new, it's not necessarily even just Griot's. I mean, I'm a Griot's guy, but most of these products, it's worth noting, most of these products have comparable versions, whether you're a chemical guys person, whether you're an atoms person, you got groups of people that like those, all of the major, high-end boutique brands. And I think most of the brands are going to offer a product on, similar to this pretty soon. I like Griot's. I'll actually do at the end of this video, I'll do a kind of a reason why Griot's is my thing. But anyway, that is that. So let's go over, I do use their interior detailer. I very much like this product. I haven't compared it against anything else, but I mean, I've been happy with it. I like the scent. The only thing I would say is I wish the scent was a little bit more lingering than it is. I wish it would actually leave the scent of this stuff in the car. I find it doesn't really do so very much. There's not a lot of linger to it, which some people might like, but the scent of this stuff it's not great, but it's not great. It's kind of hard to describe, but I really wish it was it's a scent that I would like to have linger in vehicles. I would like a customer to get in their vehicle and get a little bit stronger of a scent of what this stuff smells like. That's honestly my only real gripe, but everything I've used it for, it works well. I've used it for, scrubbing at carpet to get stuff out. It's not a heavy cleaner, but I've used it for that. I use it for, I use this primarily in place of Armor All. I kind of like the flat look that this leaves, that it doesn't leave the gloss. Again, I know some people like that. I prefer a new look. I don't want to enhance. I don't want to make my dashboard shine, okay? I don't want to enhance it. It doesn't need to be enhanced. I like the way my dashboard looks just fine. It's just my dashboard. But I would like to leave it looking like new, and that's kind of, I think, the goal of this stuff. Next one I have is Trim Restore. I do use this on my own trim. I do find that I don't know if it's a less is more scenario, because in the past I've been a little bit liberal with this stuff, and it does run a little bit. I've been testing it at much lower levels, like putting a tiny bit on and then rubbing it in, and that seems to be working better. I applied this to my car about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago on my lower rear trim on my Civic, and so far it's made it through the rain. It's worked just fine. Definitely does it. It's a little bit expensive. I don't remember exactly how much it is, but I believe it's a little expensive for the size of the bottle, but it's a good product. I would definitely recommend it over. I mean, I've used a number of these kind of products. I think they're starting to come out with full on, I think they call them trim dyes. If once you start getting into exotic products like that, there's some higher end stuff, but for a mid-range product of this type, for a trim dressing, I would definitely recommend this. I've been using it. I'm happy with it. Okay. This is the tire shine that I use. Griot offers this in a spray, a gel, and an aerosol spray, a gel, and a spray bottle. I actually have both of these. I'm preferring it in the gel form. I don't actually, so the spray bottle, it's hard to spray. The spray is thick. It looks like a regular liquid. I guess you can kind of tell. It's almost a jelly liquid. I mean, it does its job, but I find that this, when applied to a towel and then vigorously, and it does take a little bit of effort. I would say vigorously is the word. When vigorously applied to a tire, this stuff works great. And if you spread it properly, it really doesn't fling. I had to kind of experiment with the technique, but I have gotten it to the point where I get little to no sling when I do this, which is very important. I don't want it's not hard to remove, but I mean, I would rather not have dark little spots on my paint if I can avoid it. Okay, I think this is the last one that I have here. This is Griot's 3-in-1 leather spray. This is another product I like. It is a very strongly scented product. This is the only product I have that I actually let customers, co-workers, whoever this is going to go in their car, I always let them smell this first, because you will smell an after scent of this. The vehicle will be left with a scent of this stuff when you're done. I like the scent. I've seen it described as a very, quote, professional scent, and it is a professional cleaner of its type. But it is a very strong scent, so keep that in mind if you go to use this. I'll probably do an actual video on this product by itself. I also find that it seems to be able to eat at paint. Like the fake chrome on steering wheel emblems, I think I've watched come off with this. I guess I'd have to try it to know for sure, but I've seen it enough. I'm pretty sure this is the stuff doing it. So keep it to your leather. Make sure that this stays on your leather if you use this. But if you are looking for a leather spray, I mean, I used Lexol for several years, and when I started getting into Griots, I started doing research, and I spoke to some of their people, and this was their recommendation. Definitely, I like this. I think it's one of the best products in its category. I would recommend with newer cars, and they'll tell you this at the store, I think they have this as a cream, and I believe the big issue with the cream was that newer leather has the pores in it or whatever, and the little, those little pinprick holes, the cream will get caught in those, so you definitely want to get the spray. It's probably the easiest application. Okay, so The other thing I'm going to go over here is why I use Griots, why I don't have a bunch of other brand products here. I've got nothing against anybody else's product. Although I will say the Chemical Guys stuff I've tried, I've been a little bit disappointed with. Compared to the Griot stuff, I've been disappointed with the Chemical Guys stuff. I'm more than willing to give their stuff another try. My big thing is Griots is located local to my area. So they're based down in the Tacoma area, which is about an hour from where I live. And that means it's very, very, very convenient for me to get these products from them. I don't have to order them. I don't have to wait. I don't care how fast Amazon is. I really, when I decide I want something, I want it now. I don't want to wait. I don't want to have it shipped to me. I don't want to sit and wait by my mailbox. I just want it now. And Griots, they've got great staff. I've always been happy with their staff. It's an overall convenience thing. And when I first started looking into higher end car care, Griots was one of, I think, 3 or 4 brands that popped up in the class of products I was looking for. And then I didn't even realize they were local. I had no idea. And then when I did a little bit further research, I found out that they were, and that's definitely a big plus. I mean, they're a good local business. I mean, all the reviews are good. They take great care of their customers. Warranties on the products are good. Very knowledgeable, surprisingly knowledgeable associates in store. They are not dumb sales associates. Their sales associates clearly have been trained on the products, and they know what they are talking about. Even when I see someone, I meet a new associate that they have, because I usually go down there a time or two a month, and even when they have someone new that I've never met before down there, they always know their stuff. So I'm guessing they have some sort of intensive class they put them through that makes sure they know the products, and that is rare. I mean, it's boutique, but it's still retail. I mean, I've worked a lot of retail jobs, and it's pretty rare that you meet sales associates at the register that actually know what they're talking about. I can't emphasize that. It's pretty rare. It's really rare. Anyway, so I'll probably branch out. I'll probably order some other stuff at some point, but I don't really feel like, for example, Griot's Best of Show Spray Wax. This is an awesome product. I'm guessing there's a point of diminishing returns. You can probably only deliver so much carnauba content to a paint surface through a sprayed product. And that being the case, it's just, I'm so happy with this product, I don't see a need to arbitrarily go out and get, Chemical Guys has a great one. Okay, it probably is great, but there's no reason for me to go out and arbitrarily buy another product when some of these are just such great products to begin with. If somebody ever offers something that I can't get through Griots, which the ceramic was getting close, they were kind of down to the wire there. I was about to start experimenting with ceramics, and Griots has started releasing their ceramic stuff at just about right on time for me to be able to buy from them. Same with the G8 buffer. I was looking for a high-end, small form size buffer, and I would have gone and begun looking at other brands had they not released what they did when they did. I'm hoping they get on the bandwagon on the ultra micro, like the 1-inch buffer, because I think that's kind of the next big thing. Kind of getting the 3-inch, 2-inch, 3-inch was kind of the big thing for a while. Now I think the next big thing is the 1-inch, and I think it'd be nice to see a nice professional Griots product that can take on some of the big names, the Rupes, stuff like that. But anyway, I hope people find this interesting and informative, and kind of a look into the stuff that I use and what I use it for. Hope everybody enjoys this video, and thanks for watching.